Every great discovery starts with a question nobody thought to ask. This channel started with one of those questions. Someone was taking a medication that millions of people around the world are now taking. A medication that quiets something, that constant background noise about food, about eating, about why the mind never seems to rest. And one day, the question came, what is this thing actually made from? The answer changed everything. The medication, GLP-1, is not a pharmaceutical invention. It is a peptide, a tiny chain of amino acids that the human gut produces naturally every single time a person eats. Scientists did not create it. They found it in nature. Then they spent decades figuring out how to make it last longer in the body. And that one modification to something nature already built became one of the fastest growing medications in human history. That answer opened a door. And behind that door was a world most people have never heard of. Peptides, nature's chemical messengers. Your body uses thousands of them to control appetite, aging, healing, energy, and immune response. GLP-1 is one. Insulin, keeping millions of diabetics alive for over 100 years, is another. Oxytocin, the molecule behind human bonding, is another. And researchers are finding new ones every single year.
NAD+ sits at the center of longevity research right now. It declines dramatically as the body ages, and lower NAD+ means less energy, slower cellular repair, and faster aging. Sermorelin stimulates the body's own natural production of growth hormone. BBC 157 has shown extraordinary tissue repair properties in research. And retiratide, the next generation after Ozempic, hits 3 different receptors simultaneously and has produced results in trials that make current medications look like a first draft. This is the peptide revolution, one of the most significant scientific developments of this century. And almost nobody is explaining it in plain English. But here's the thing about peptides, about GLP-1, about almost every great compound-changing medicine right now. Nature built them first. Willow bark. Humans chewed it for pain for 3,500 years before a chemist isolated the active compound and called it aspirin. The tree had the answer 35 centuries before the laboratory did. The cinchona tree of the Amazon. Indigenous Quechua people used the bark to treat malaria for generations before any scientist arrived. For 300 years after science discovered it, it was the only cure on Earth. One tree, millions of lives saved. A foxglove plant, the kind growing in garden borders right now. A physician in 1785 traced a folk healer's secret remedy back to that flower. The compound inside, digitalis, is still prescribed to heart patients today, 250 years later. The healer knew long before science did. A cone snail on the ocean floor, one of the most venomous creatures alive. Inside its venom is a painkiller 1,000 times stronger than morphine, with none of the addiction. Nature built that too. And right now, inside one of the most effective vaccines ever made, there is a molecule extracted from the bark of a Chilean tree called the soapbark tree. It tells the immune system to pay attention and remember. Scientists could not even synthesize it in a laboratory until recently. For decades, they harvested it directly from the tree. Nature solved a problem that human chemistry took decades to even understand. The pattern is always the same. Nature figured it out first, sometimes thousands of years first. And the compounds it built, the peptides, the alkaloids, the venoms, the bark, are still being decoded today. That is what the secret compound is. The nature stories nobody is telling. The peptide science nobody is explaining simply. One story every week. For anyone curious enough to ask, what is this thing actually made from? Subscribe. New story every week. The secret has been hiding in nature all along. Let's find it together. Subscribe to The Secret Compound. New story every week. Visit thesecretcompound.beehive.com. Educational purposes only, not medical advice. Contains affiliate links, statements not evaluated by the FDA.